Destination Newry, you are extraordinarily welcome if you're just joining us. We've had the pleasure of your company if you've been with us from the beginning or over the last little while. Very, very good to have you with us. Declan's with us, Declan Carroll from the museum. No dinosaur are you boy?
Well, thank God, not yet.
Not yet. You're bringing to us shortly episodes of Irish history.
We are
at the museum.
We are indeed.
How's that shaking down?
Well, next week, from Monday through to Friday, 10 o'clock to 12, we're hosting what we call 5 key figures in Irish history, looking at certain figures who've influenced the development of Ireland's Irish history, and that's free to anybody who wants to book in with himself.
Just one a day?
One a day, yeah.
Who have we got? What's the programme?
We'll kick off at Monday with Hugh O'Neill.
Yep.
Tuesday is Cromwell. Wednesday is Wolfe Tone. Thursday is Mitchell, and then finishing off with Sir James Craig on the Friday.
Wow, that keeps everybody happy.
Well, yeah, that's
you've got a chip on both shoulders.
It's a very eclectic mix there.
What can you tell us? A little pen picture of each of them there.
Well, we'll go back to O'Neill, and we do a look at factors and influences on decisions in his life and what he. How he became the great O'Neill, and
he was the O'Neill, wasn't
yeah,
he?
and then the factors influencing the 9 Years' War, and then the Treaty of Malafont, then the
wow, you know about these things.
Well, a bit,
yeah.
And then of course, then the Flight of the Earls. Then that's the same format throughout the week. With Wolfe Tone looking at the United Irishmen. 18th century Ireland, then Mitchell, we have 19th century Ireland, the Young Irelanders, the famine, how it influenced Mitchell and his writings, then moving on into the Home Rule crisis and Sir James Craig in the early 20th century. So we rattled through about 400 years, 500 years of history.
Goodness gracious, in 1 week.
In 1 week, yeah.
Where did the idea come from to do this? It's quite innovative, really.
Well, last year we did something quite similar, which we called 5 Key Moments, looking at specific moments in Irish history. And then I was talking to the course facilitator, and we decided, no, we'll look at more people this time around. We'll look at what influences them and what made them decide to do what they did. And it's a good starting off point for people who may have wanted to study history, but they didn't do it at school or didn't take it any further, you know. So it's a good starting off point for anybody who's a keen interest in history, and it's not set, there's no exams, there's no essays. There's
it's an enjoyable time.
It is, and people can drop in and drop out. So if they want to do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, they're more entitled to. And if they want to do the whole 5 days, well,
and it's free of charge. Yes.
Free of charge.
Yeah. What kind of people are coming to the museum? In your mind's eye, what kind of folk do you think will come to this?
Well, at the moment I'm taking bookings, so it's at the moment it's quite general. There's people who've been interested in history, retired folk at the moment. People who've studied history who want to know a bit more, and it's people of that nature, you know. Who's
doing each of the lectures?
It's a guy called Cal McManus. He's doing 3. He's doing Hugh O'Neill. He's doing Wolfe Tone. He's doing Craig, and a guy called Alistair Reynolds. He's doing John Mitchell, and another chap called Ronnie Hanna. He'd be doing Cromwell. Yeah. So.
Where do you go to find these people?
Well, lucky enough, I met Cal at a meeting about 2-3 years ago, and he explained to me about what he does in Queen's, the Open Learning Centre there, and he would have a whole range of speakers who would talk on different subjects, different facets of Irish history, and we just sat down after Christmas and said, well, we're going to do A, B, and C, and he says, I can arrange that for you. So,
by gum, that's very, very good. And of course, a great Irish figure is coming into focus on the 17th, St. Patrick.
Yes, that's right.
Are you doing anything about him?
We are indeed. On the 13th of March, from 7 to 8, we've got Dr. Elva Johnson from UCD, and she'll be doing a talk on St. Patrick, the myth and the man.
So we'll make sure we talk to Elva when we do that, you know. So St. Patrick, Newry, the yew tree, all the head of the strand, the whole works. Your position over there in the museum, you're pivotally placed at the very source of Newry's being. This is where it all started. You're where the monks went.
Yeah, that's right. So we try to in our events and activities, try to encompass nearly every facet of of the history of Newry and Mourne through our full-time exhibitions and our temporary exhibitions. Yeah, yeah.
How did your comic go?
The comic is going very, very well. I have to say, we're looking.
Tell the people what it was again. Remind them.
It's back in time. And it's a comic we did for parents who come to the museum and they want to take their kids with them. But you know, kids, they're very...
Absolutely.
They run around the place and
Absolutely.
they're maybe not interested in looking at words on a panel. So we devised this comic that goes through the whole museum. It's like a time guide for them, but with bright, vibrant images, looking at the artifacts, and we give it out to families free of charge as they come along. We give it out to schools as they come and
if people of a certain age and vintage out there prefer to use vintage rather than age, but if they think about the Beano or the Dandy, that's the kind of comic it is.
It is, exactly.
It's that size, it's that quality,
it's
lots of
pages,
cartoons in it.
20 pages full of puzzles and quizzes, and it rattles again, going back through Neolithic times right up until 2002.
Wow, it's amazing.
We're currently developing it into an Irish language version as well.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, goodness gracious.
So, I mean, you can have it in English, you can have it in Irish, depending on your preference.
Irish seems to be making a big, strong bid for recognition now. It had been, like, I mean, the birds are now almost singing in Irish as well in the area, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
It's huge, because I was talking to someone yesterday. He's doing the Relay of Hope from the President in promotion of the Irish language. The Relay of Hope is going from Cork all the way through Ireland up to Belfast with the President's message of hope for the Irish language, you know. In the museum, if you walk through the museum, in my mind's eye I see it, because I did a nationwide program and I filmed it. You look down through a glass floor.
That's right, yeah.
And you see ancient ruins. What's that?
You see a basement that was, the archaeologists were on site for about 2000, 2005, and that's one of the excavations they discovered, is the cellar going into the basement. And they think that it was a cellar dug out probably in the 18th century.
So that's 1700s.
Yeah. So, but it's a great feature for the museum, especially when you're taking a tour of kids around.
Oh yes.
Because
there's many stories you could tell about it.
Because we say to the kids, if they're misbehaving, that's the dungeon, and we're going to put you in. You know.
Yeah.
So
you could also invite them in an amazing way to. You could invite them to make up a story about the cellar. What is it? What happened there? And that would keep them very quiet.
Yeah, and it's great. They're always tiptoeing across it very tentatively,
just in case.
In case it breaks. You know, it's really, it never fails to amuse, I have to say. It's a great
What's the high point of the museum at the moment, Declan?
Well, the high point...
What are you most proud of?
We do quite a lot on a monthly basis. We run the 6-month program, so it's hard to say. I suppose we're proud of what we do currently, I suppose. Currently working on this lecture series next week, doing the events and activities for St. Patrick's weekend. And the 2 temporary exhibitions, there's a lot of work and effort goes into those, you know.
It's not just about putting stuff on the wall and people come and look. There seems to be a vibrancy to it.
What Noreen and Ken would do, the curators and assistant curators, they would go out to the community and they would ask for objects and artifacts to go into displays, the likes of the performing arts in Newry and Mourne, which actually came down this week. So they would have contacted like the Slay Drama Festival, New Point Players, the Fesh, everybody like that, and they give of their time to tell stories. They give posters, programs, medals. So it's an engagement with the local community that's I think is quite vibrant.
And it's working. It's working.
And the what do you call it? The Brotherhoods and Friendly Societies going out to likes of the Foresters and the Hibs and the Orange Order.
And with that, the Brotherhoods and Friendly Society, Hibs, Foresters, do you include the loyal orders in that? So they're all there.
They're all there, and the trade unions and the Shroptimists and people like that. Anybody with that sort of comes under that sort of broad banner. Noreen and Ken rode out to and went out and engaged with them and again got the artifacts, got their
living
donations.
History, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's proven quite popular because people are interested in maybe not history per se, but maybe interested in the performing arts. They might go up and say, "Oh, my father was involved with New Point Players or involved with the Fesh." So it's that sort of.
And you got the lovely 2 heads. what are they called? The maquettes of Mitchell and Martin.
That's
from
right,
Michael
yeah,
McEwan.
Michael McEwan, yeah.
Looks very striking.
They're very prominent, yeah. They're now housed in Gallery 2,
Yeah.
which looks at the history of the area from 1603 right up until the latter part of the 19th century, early part of the 20th century. So they're housed.
I know they're only artifacts, but as you walk through the museum, possibly last one in the building on a late winter's evening, and you're locking up and you're getting ready to go home, have you any sense that you're surrounded by ghosts of the past?
Well, not personally speaking, no. There is a lot of creaks and moans. That's because the building is the building. It's quite old, and but nothing of that nature.
But all I would say to you, Declan, it's maybe because of the building, but maybe it's something else.
Well, I'll have to say that I haven't come across anything just yet, Rowan.
I'm trying to put romance into them here, and I'm not having much success. So listen, remind the people of the event next week, and then
it's a 5-day history course.
5-day,
running from Monday through to Friday, looking at 5 key figures in Irish history: Hugh O'Neill, Oliver Cromwell, Theobald Wolfe-Tone, John Mitchell, and Sir James Craig. 10 o'clock to 12. It's free of charge.
It's the morning time.
Morning time, yeah. Free of charge. And if you want to book or you want some more information, you give me a ring on 028 3031 3178.
Declan, thank you very much indeed for coming in. We wish you well
thank you,
and have a really successful week.
Thank you.
Destination Newry, we wave Declan farewell now and wish him good luck. And Andrew will press the relevant buttons and bring you the music of his choosing.